The show is about two detectives that have sort of been put in a position in which they're being forced to work together. One is a cop that's been around for quite some time and is sort of rested on his laurels and an event that happened many moons ago, and he's sort of a little bit lazy and lethargic, and he's got a little bit of a drinking problem and a little bit of an authority problem, but overall he's a pretty good cop, but he just doesn't pay any attention to the rules whatsoever. That character's played by Bradley. I play his partner, Jack, and we're different, but yet there's similarities there. Jack is a much more by the book character. Believes that there's a proper way of doing things and that they must be done properly at all times, and will call out whoever makes a mistake or doesn't necessarily follow the rules, and that includes his bosses. And so he's not necessarily the wisest character when it comes to business protocol in terms of impressing the bosses. And so they're both kind of rebels in their own way, and yet they're both strikingly different. It is kind of a throwback to sort of those action, comedy, adventure, buddy cop movies, like say a Lethal Weapon, or my big joke is I like to think of it as the male Cagney and Lacey, but that's not necessarily true. But no, it is sort of like a 48 Hours Lethal Weapon type thing. Two characters that sort of have a witty communication style that we sort of throw back and forth between each other. And we definitely blow some stuff up, but we also say some funny stuff as well. It's a good mix. With this, it's actually been kind of fun because we're actually really sort of doing some things that maybe you wouldn't necessarily want to do if you weren't buckled in. This sort of major chase scene at the end is really sort of, it's a pretty fantastic little sequence, and to have the chance to be able to work with a stunt team as talented and capable as ours was really sort of a treat. So to be able to stand up in a moving Trans Am, acting like I'm about to jump onto another car that's 6 feet away, that's kind of a fun day at the office, and to slowly start earning the respect of the stunties is something that I'm looking forward to doing. It was actually very beneficial to be able to just sort of sit and just ask them some basic questions and talk a little bit about what our show was. I think more than anything we had to tell them, like, look, this isn't The Wire, this isn't some, we're not doing The Departed here, this is something a little bit different. But once they sort of got a feeling for what our show was, they actually became even more excited, because you sort of feel like the detectives don't get their own comedy. They don't have comedies directed towards them, and so this was something that they would really be able to enjoy. But they've been very helpful just in terms of little things, how to reload your weapon, how to reload the clip, and different scenarios, and how you would enter a house that with your guns drawn and stuff like that. It's been really nice luxury having those guys around, and it's helpful that 3 of the people I know in Dallas just happen to be cops. Here's the weird thing about the Trans Am. When I read the script, the Trans Am is in like the last 10 pages, and I said, "Oh, that's great. He buys a Trans Am." All of these people are going like, "So how did you feel when you read there'd be a Trans Am in the show?" And I didn't know that was apparently something that I'm supposed to have a major response to. Like, I didn't know that it was like, oh, a Trans Am. Oh, well, I've got to do it.